Necesito the help, baby. Gracias.
Alright, got the notebooks ready. I see Abby, I see Anna, Jillian, Kaden, got this, good. Oh, I thought I lost something brand new. Okay, alright. This lesson is going to fascinate you. You're going to love it. Hello, Mr. Johnson. Could you grab a notebook and a pencil and sit in the middle? Alright, appreciate it. And sit over there, beside Ryan, wherever. Okay. What are we going to learn about today? Syllables, right? So first, please title your paper, Syllabification, and Accents. Okay. Based on the title of today's lesson, what can you assume about accent marks? They do. They can absolutely change the meaning of the word. And not only that, but what is syllabification? Have you ever heard of that word before?
Syllables.
Syllables. So therefore, accent marks are related to the number of syllables in a word. Ooh, you can see that connection. All right, so the first thing you need to know is that there are 4 types of words in Spanish, but we're going to discuss 3. Here they are, write these down. Okay, fantastic. There are 4 types of words, but we're going to discuss 3 of them. All right. Now, let me just explain some stuff to you at first. The water's going to feel like it's here. Sometimes it'll feel like it's here. Sometimes it might feel like it's over your head, so it'll fluctuate, and that's normal, okay? All right, so llana. A llana word is a word in Spanish that ends in a vowel, the letter N, or the letter S. Okay? Can you think of any words in your head? You don't have to shout them out, but can you think of any words in Spanish that end in a vowel? Can you think of a word in Spanish that ends in the letter N? Right? And can you think of a word that in Spanish ends in the letter S? Okay? All right. So, I'm going to give you some examples of words. And these came from the last class. Okay, these were their word suggestions. Okay? Now, does this word end in a vowel?
Yeah.
Does this one end in the letter N?
Yeah.
Does this one end in the letter S?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and so this one ends in the letter N too, right? So basically, what does this mean? If a word is llana, it needs to end in these endings, okay? And, now this is where the water's going to go way above your head. The tonic syllable is on the penultimate syllable. Okay? The tonic syllable is on the penultimate syllable. All right. Now, we're going to learn, not all of these words fit the rule for llana, okay? But let me just explain something to you. This word ends in a vowel. Listen to how I pronounce this word. Listen to how I pronounce it. The tonic syllable is where I put emphasis. Where do I put emphasis on this word? Ready? Here we go. Calle. Now the question you need to ask yourself is, did she pronounce that word calle or calle? Where is the tonic syllable? Where is that? Which part of this word got emphasized? The CA, right? So, question. Does this word end in a vowel?
Yes.
Yes. Is the tonic syllable on the penultimate syllable? And in order to know what penultimate means, or to understand what I'm asking you, we need to know what penultimate means. What does penultimate mean? Does anybody know? Penultimate means the second to last. The second to last. The penultimate. All right. So this word, yes, it ends in a vowel. Is the tonic syllable, or the emphasis of my voice, on the penultimate syllable? Is it on the second to last syllable if we divide that word into two words? There's only two syllables in this word, kai and ye. Is it on the second to last syllable? This is the last syllable, this is the second to last syllable, therefore it is a llana word, and it does not get an accent mark. The water might be here right now, but it'll clear up, I promise you. All right, now let's go here to situación. I'm going to say this word. Where is the tonic syllable? In your mind, even though you don't know the rules for syllabification just yet, tell me approximately where is the emphasis of my voice. Ready? Situación. Situación. Where is the tonic syllable? Did I say, so you need to ask yourself, did she say situación? Did she say situación? Did she say situación? Or did she say situación? Situación. The emphasis is right there. Does that make sense? So is that the penultimate syllable or the last syllable? It's the last syllable. Now, does this word end in a vowel, the letter N or the letter S? Yup. There's a problem though, there's a conflict. This word gets an accent mark because the tonic syllable should have been here, right? And I see you guys kind of following me, nodding your heads and stuff, right? The tonic syllable should have been here on the second to last. The tonic syllable should have been here on the second to last syllable, but it's on the last syllable, which means that it breaks the rule for llana words. So now what do we assume about accent marks? When do we put accent marks on words? When it breaks a rule. If it breaks a rule, and there's another way too, but we're just going to talk about the rules. If it breaks a rule, you get that's when words have accent marks, right? It's breaking a rule of some sort, right? This is breaking the llana rule. It ends in an N, therefore the accent or the tonic syllable should have been here, but when native speakers pronounce the word situación, the tonic syllable ends up here. It breaks the rule, therefore it needs an accent mark. Okay? Excellent. Now, let's do one more here, just so we can bring this point home. All right? Does this word end in an N, a vowel, or an S?
Yeah.
Yes. Now I'm going to say the word. Where is the tonic syllable? León. 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 Is it león or león? We've got two syllables. Which part of the word is it on? It's on the last syllable, right? It's not on the second to last syllable. Here's the word. It's divided into two syllables. It's not león, and it is león, however. But because it ends in the letter N, but the tonic syllable is here, does it break a rule? Does it break the rule? Yes, because the tonic syllable should have been here for it being a llana word, but the tonic syllable is here. It breaks the rule for llana words, therefore it gets an accent mark. You following? Excellent, very good. All right, now let's move on to aguda words. Aguda words typically end in a consonant, except which two letters? Aguda words, I'll ask that question again. Aguda words end typically in a consonant, except for which two consonants, which two letters? Aguda words end typically in a consonant, except for which two letters? An N or an S, right? Those are llana words. Very good. All right, so aguda words typically end in a consonant, and the emphasis. What have you learned about aguda words? Now, we didn't really use the word aguda, but these are aguda words. This is an aguda word, and this is an aguda word. A llana word has the tonic syllable on the penultimate syllable, on the second to last, right? But an aguda word has the tonic syllable on which syllable? The last syllable. All right? Now we're going to move on to esdrújula words. Ready? All right. An esdrújula word must have at least 3 syllables. It must have at least 3 syllables. Okay, so you're going to write that down. And it is because llana words, the tonic syllable is on the penultimate or the second to last. Aguda words, the tonic syllable is on the last syllable. So that means that esdrújula words, where is the tonic syllable? Is it on the last? No, because that's a aguda word. Is it on the penultimate? No, because that's a llana word. It's on the third to last. It's on the third to last syllable. Okay? So I'm going to give you an example of an esdrújula word. You have seen this before. Now, I did not put an accent mark on this word, all right? It does have one though, and we're gonna figure out where and why, okay? I'm gonna pronounce the word. Listen to the sound of my voice, tell me where the tonic syllable is. Where is the emphasis of my voice going? Dámelo. Where is it?
No.
It's on da, right? The tonic syllable is here. Now we need to decipher if it needs an accent mark. Does it need an accent mark? Does it end in a vowel, the letter N or the letter S?
No.
Correct. Yes, it ends in the letter O, right? It ends in a vowel. So therefore, the emphasis should have been here on the penultimate syllable. But it's not, because when we pronounce the word, it's pronounced dámelo. Therefore, it breaks the rule for llana. Does it get an accent mark over the A?
Yeah.
Yes. Because it breaks the rule. And because this word is divided into 3 syllables, da, me, and lo, it goes on, which syllable? The penultimate, the last, or the third to last? The third to last. Does that make sense? All right. So now that you know what these words are, we're going to learn how to divide them into syllables. You were able to kind of sort of do it here, but now we're going to really learn how to do it, okay, officially. Ready? Here we go. What I'm going to do is give you a list of words. Just write them down. There'll be approximately 9 words. You can number your papers 1 through 9. Here they are. We're going to do this together, okay? We'll by no means go over all the rules for syllabification, but we will go over quite a few, okay, based on these words. So what I'm going to do here, just to explain some of the metacognition here, is we're going to divide these words into syllables. I'm going to show you how to do it, and once we divide the word into syllables, you tell me what the rule is. What is the rule for how to divide words? Okay, so you're going to see it first, and then tell me the rule, as opposed to me telling you the rule, and then okay, ready? Here we go. Libra. Please take a guess. How do we divide this word? Lead and then bro. You are correct. Now let's do number 2. Let's divide the word.
Soul.
It's just soul. It's just one syllable. So it doesn't get divided. All right. Numero.
New, may, will.
That's correct. Number 4 is a little trickier.
Na, si,
Almost. Almost. All right, but it's because you didn't know the rule, and now you are going to know the rule based on how we divided the word. All right. So if we look at number 1, we're going to stop here at number 4 just for a second and go through some rules. Okay. So for number 1, what do we want syllables to start with ideally? Not every syllable is going to start with one, but ideally we really want to push for syllables to start with a vowel or a consonant. Do we want syllables to start with a vowel or a consonant? Okay, that's rule number 1. Consonant. Consonant. We want vowels, or we want syllables to start with a consonant. Okay, it's not always going to be that case, but if we can, we should. All right? Now, number 2, there's really not a big rule for this, but it doesn't get divided just based on its pronunciation, right? We don't say soul or soul, right? It's just pronounced as one sound, soul. Okay, so there's really not a rule for that. Now, if we look at number 3, it kind of applies to number 1, new, mid, row. Ideally, again, we want syllables to start with a consonant. Okay? Does that make sense? Good. All right. Now number 4. This is the big one. This is rule number 2. All right. Have you guys ever heard of something called strong vowels and weak vowels before? Maybe not. Okay. These are the strong vowels in Spanish. A, O, E. Write these down. Strong. These are the weak vowels. Obviously, there are only 5 vowels in the Spanish alphabet, so what are we left with weak vowels? Which ones are weak? I and U. Right? Okay. So, it's kind of a funny word. In the word nación, we're just going to look right here. Do we have 2 weak vowels, 2 strong vowels, or a combination of a weak and a strong vowel? A combo of weak and strong. How do you know? Which one's the strong, which one's the weak? I is weak, O is strong. When you have a combination of a strong vowel with a weak vowel, that is called the funny word, a diphthong. I say diphthong. Okay, but some teachers pronounce it diphthong. Okay? All right. So, the rule. What's the rule? Based off the way that you look at this word and the way that we divide it into syllables, what's the rule with diphthongs? What's the rule? Do we divide them or do we keep them? They say 1 syllable, right? Okay, so diphthongs do not split or divide. Okay? And remember, a diphthong is a combination, typically, okay, of a strong vowel with a weak vowel. We do not separate them. All right, now we're going to learn a new rule with number 5. A new rule. So we rule number 3. Divide this word into syllables. Let's do it together. What's the first syllable?
Oh. So. Crap. Yeah.
You are correct that technically it should be a diphthong, right? Because you have a weak vowel and a strong vowel combination and they don't split. But what does that I have over it? It has an accent mark, exactly. So the rule is if you have a diphthong, okay, but the weak vowel has an accent mark, what happens to it? What can we say happens to it? What happens to the weak vowel if it has an accent mark? It no longer is a weak vowel, it becomes a strong vowel if it has the accent. The accent gives it power. Does that make sense? So, if a weak vowel has an accent mark, it becomes strong. And here's the rule. If you have 2 strong vowels, side by side, if you have 2 strong vowels side by side, they get split into their own separate syllables. Does that make sense? All right. Now, again, just to reinforce this, this is a weak vowel, this is a strong vowel, but because the weak vowel has an accent mark, it becomes strong, and when we have 2 strong vowels side by side, they divide, they separate into 2 syllables. You follow me? Okay, cool. All right. Now, let's do number 6. Divide. What's the first syllable?
Ate. Le. Phono.
Okay, done. That's easy. Not that bad. Okay? All right, number 7. We are going to learn a new rule with number 7. Divide the word into syllables. Jonathan is super excited for this one. What do we do? You want to take a guess at it? Or do you want to do it together?
Wait, what?
Jonathan's rather, he's super excited for number 7. Do you want to divide number 7 for the class, or do you want to do it together?
We can do it together.
We can do it together. Okay. No, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. What's the first syllable, class? We're going to do it together.
Or. Ra.
I'm going to pause it there just for a second. Remember, rule number 1. Rule number 1. Ideally, we want consonants, or excuse me, ideally we want syllables to start with a consonant. That is the reason why we separated the R, so if you go to the next syllable, because we want to start with a consonant. All right, does that make sense? Good. Now what's the next one?
Door.
You got it. Now, we learned a new rule. We learned a new rule. You might not have the technical vocabulary to kind of say, like, this is the reason why, but you're probably looking here. You're probably like, something there, I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something there. Does that make sense, Jason? You said it for me. Have you guys heard of something called a digraph? Okay. In Spanish, it's called a dígrafo. A digraph is when you have two consonants that make one letter. Okay, so the double R, I don't think it's this way now. I think la re española, they got rid of this as a letter in the alphabet, but it used to be. Did you guys know that the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, in Spanish, this double R was a letter? You probably learned that in Spanish 1, right? So this is considered a letter. It's considered a digraph, which basically means that it's two letters. Jonathan, you with us? Okay? It's basically considered two letters that form one letter. Does that make sense? Okay. Are there any other digraphs in the Spanish alphabet that you can think of?
Is there 2 L's?
The double L. Okay, that's a digraph. There's two letters that form one letter. There's one more that I can think of. You're a genius. Nobody's got that all day. The CH, the ch. Does that make sense? That is the ch. That is a digraph, okay? So, the rule, what can we assume? What's the rule? What can we decipher here about digraphs when it comes to syllabification? Do they get split? Do they stay? What do we do? Digraphs don't get split. Does that make sense? I'm not going to write that one down. Good. Number 8. How do we divide it? Because we have a digraph, it does not get split. And also, remember rule number 1, ideally we want syllables to start with consonants. That's why we don't put it like this. Does that make sense? We want the syllables to start with a consonant as much as possible. Good. Number 9. This is going to apply one of the previous rules that we learned. Does anyone want to take a stab at it by themselves? Okay. You are correct. Why does this not get split? You are right. Strong vowel, weak vowel, diphthong, don't get split. They stay. Does that make sense? Awesome, you guys got it. That's cool. I didn't learn this until my senior year in college, so that's really cool that you were going to get it now. All right. So now what we're going to do, you have one job. One job. Ready? And then we're going to evolve from there. You have one job. I'm going to give you a list of words, probably about 10, and all I want you to do is underline the tonic syllable. Remember what the tonic syllable means? Who can tell me what the tonic syllable means? The emphasis on the word. Where's my voice emphasizing? Which syllable is getting emphasized? Okay. All right. So all I want you to do is underline the tonic syllable of the word. You've got 10. You can go ahead and number your paper 1 through 10. I'm going to grab a dictionary and just look up a bunch of words. All right. Now, of course, the only way for you to know where the tonic syllable is to either hear someone pronounce the word or know how to pronounce it yourself. That's the only way you're going to know where a tonic syllable is. All right. So, ready? First word. Okay, I'm going to say it out loud. Estudiante. Estudiante. So underline the tonic syllable of that word. Estudiante. Where is my voice going? Estudiante. All right, number 2. Your word is, copy this one down. Now listen, where is my voice going? Where's the tonic syllable? Comida. 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 So underline the tonic syllable. All right? Number 3. I'm going to say the word, underline the tonic syllable. Azul. 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 Where is the tonic syllable? Okay? I'm going to say the word. Where's the tonic syllable? Positivo. 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 Okay? Where is the tonic syllable? Hablé. 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 Okay? Your next word. Where is the tonic syllable? Listen to my voice. Matador. 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 What's funny about this word here in English, at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but in English, how do you say this word? You know this word. It's a person who fights the wolves, right? We say, can you say it one more time?
Matador.
Matador. We say matador. So in English, where is our tonic syllable? Matador. It's here, right? Matador. But in Spanish, it's matador. Where is the tonic syllable? There's a difference, right? There's a difference there. So it's not there. We obviously know that. Okay. Next word. Jubilación. Jubilación. Where is the tonic syllable? Just underline the syllable that gets that emphasis. Jubilación. Okay, 3 more. Underline the tonic syllable. Justicia. 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 Okay? Next one. Where is the tonic syllable? Joven. 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 Last one. Your word is. Okay, I'm going to pronounce the word. Tell me where the tonic syllable is. And again, the only way you would know where the tonic syllable is if you listen to someone say the word, or if you know how to pronounce the word yourself. Okay, ready? Ganar. 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 Where's the tonic syllable? All right. Now we're going to check 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 questions here. There are 9 of you, which means everybody's going to get a chance to answer. Okay? And somebody's going to get a chance to answer twice. Number 1, estudiante. We'll start with Jonathan. We'll just kind of zigzag our way through. Jonathan, where is the tonic syllable?
Line A.
Correct. Good. I'm going to get a different color marker. Good. Let's go with Brandon, number 2. Comida. Yep. Boom. Number 3, Rebecca. Azul. Yep. Boom. Numero 4, Jillian. Positivo. Which one? You got it. Okay. Jace, number 5. Hablé. Yep. Boom. Okay. Number 6, Kaden. Matador.
TA.
This one? Okay, so if I pronounce, that's incorrect. If I were to pronounce that word with that emphasis here, it would sound like this, matador. But it's not like that. It's pronounced matador. So it's this. Does that make sense? Good. All right, excellent. Number 7, let's go with Anna. Jubilación. Okay, so if it was pronounced here, if it was, that's incorrect. If it was pronounced as the LA, instead of me telling you, how would that word be pronounced if the emphasis was on the la? Jubilación. But it's not pronounced jubilación. It's pronounced jubilación. Jubilación. Boom. Okay, good. Number 8, let's go with Michael. Justicia. If it was here, how would you pronounce that word? Justicia, right? But it's not pronounced justicia. It's pronounced justicia. Justicia. So, yeah, nice. I love it. This is good. You guys are doing fantastic. All right, and number 9, we're gonna go to Jill.
Hold
J.
it.
The J and O. Yep, hold. Good, and then Jonathan, Ganon. Where's it at? Yeah. Boom. That was awesome. Again, I didn't learn this stuff until my senior year in college, and so the fact that you guys were able to get about 70%, right?
Why wouldn't they like teach us earlier then? So you know the school language as you go on?
That's a good question. My answer to that is, I'm kind of in your shoes. I wish I would have learned it a little bit sooner than I had. My senior year in college is a little bit late, I feel like, to be learning something like this. However, in order for you to understand something like this, you need to have a working knowledge of the language itself. So what that means is that teachers need to teach you Spanish first. They need to teach you how to speak, which is what we do with all the stories and stuff. You need to know how to speak Spanish first and have an idea of how the language functions before you're going to be able to grasp something like this. Does that make sense? Okay, you need to have some background knowledge before we get into this kind of stuff. It's kind of like starting with calculus and then working your way back to algebra. We wouldn't want to do that. This is the calculus. We don't want to start with this and then work our way back. We want to start with the algebra and then build our way up to this. Does that make sense? But I'm teaching you in high school when you're sophomores and juniors, and so you're going to go into college with a much stronger working knowledge of the language, which is good. Good question. All right, so now you have one job. With these exact same words, tell me what type of word they are. Are they llana? Are they aguda? Are they esdrújula? Now remember, llana words, where does the tonic syllable go? The first syllable, the penultimate syllable, or the third to last syllable? The penultimate. Okay, so you should easily be able to tell this. For aguda words, where is the tonic syllable? Penultimate last or third to last?
Last.
Last. And for esdrújula words, where is the tonic syllable? Penultimate last or third to last? Third to last. So go through this. You've got 3 minutes, okay? Tell me what type of word they are. This is a llana word, esdrújula word, and aguda word. Where is the tonic syllable? And we know what the tonic syllable is because we just underlined it.